All right, today we're tackling something pretty big, the Khalifa Mandate. It's this idea that real, meaningful change in a company doesn't have to come from the top. So where does it start? Well, let's find out.
I mean, it's a huge question, right? How can just one person actually change a whole organization? So many of us feel like we're just cogs in a giant machine. But what if there's another way to look at it? A way that actually puts the power for real growth right in our hands. That's the core idea we're going to dig into today.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll get a handle on what the Khalifa Mandate actually is. Then, we'll look at how it completely redefines your role. We'll also unpack why compassion is so key to making it work, see how one person's actions can start a ripple effect, and wrap it all up with a solid action plan you can use.
Okay, let's dive right into the main idea here, the Khalifa Mandate. It's not another corporate buzzword or some new policy handed down from on high. Nope. Think of it more as a framework, a new way of thinking about your own impact and what you're responsible for.
And this is really the key, the fundamental shift. This mandate isn't something someone gives you. It's got nothing to do with your job title or where you sit on the org chart. It's a choice. It's a proactive mindset where you decide to step up and play a bigger part.
Okay, so how does this actually work in the real world? Well, adopting this mandate means you're basically redefining your role. You're shifting from just being a passive employee to becoming an active steward.
And the source material gives us a really specific definition. The word Khalifa, which has roots in this idea of stewardship or being a trustee, is all about the role of a person acting as a guardian, to serve the organization. It's about taking personal responsibility for the health and the growth of the whole thing.
Now, this is where it really clicks. Look at the difference here. A passive role, that's reactive. You follow the existing values, you wait for your boss to tell you what to do, you pretty much just keep things as they are. But the active Khalifa role, that's proactive. You don't just follow values, you help instill new, better ones. You don't wait for direction, you're constantly looking for ways to serve the organization and push for growth. Think about it like this. A passive employee sees that team meetings are a mess and just complains about it later. But an active steward, they see the same problem, they go research a better way to run meetings, and then they compassionately introduce a new, more effective agenda to help everyone out. That's the shift.
But how do you actually do this without stepping on toes or causing a bunch of friction, right? How do you instill new values and drive growth? The answer, and this is really the engine for this whole framework, is compassion.
And this whole thing, it starts with you. It's about looking inward first and making a conscious choice to act from a place of real understanding and empathy. See, the key isn't to force change on people, but to inspire it in them through your own compassionate actions. It's that old idea of being the change you want to see, but with genuine care for the people around you.
So the process itself kind of breaks down into 3 key stages. First, you reevaluate. You take a really honest look at the values and how things are working right now. Next, you instill. You identify and start embodying new values that you believe will serve the organization better. And finally, and this is so important, you act with full compassion, always remembering that change is a journey for everyone, not just you.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little small scale, but the real power of the Khalifa Mandate is in how these individual, compassionate actions create this incredible ripple effect that can transform the entire organization. Seriously, never underestimate your own influence. Real lasting growth, it doesn't start in some big boardroom meeting. It starts at the micro-unit level. It starts with one person. It starts with you, making a choice to act differently.
And this chart just illustrates it perfectly, doesn't it? It all starts with your individual action. Those proactive, compassionate things you do, they first impact your immediate team. Then, that improved team dynamic, that better performance, it starts to impact the wider department. And ultimately, all of that contributes to real, measurable growth for the whole organization. It's a direct chain reaction, starting with you.
Okay, so we've talked about the what, the why, and the how. Now it's time to get practical. Let's talk about building your own action plan so you can put this mandate to work, like starting today. And this is where it really comes home to you. Just take a second to think about it. What's one thing, one small change, one new value that you could bring to your role? What is your specific contribution going to look like?
And as you're thinking about that, just keep this little checklist in mind. You want to propose a specific action, not just some vague idea. Make sure it clearly contributes to the organization's growth. And remember, it has to be something you can start yourself. And it always has to be guided by compassion.
So, there you have it. The power to kickstart change is already in your hands. This isn't just some theory for another day. Your organization's growth can literally begin right now with the decision you make. So the only question left is, what's your first step?